For that all night. Oh, that's a nice uppercut that time.
A solid knockout is something that everyone enjoys. It's even better when it's delivered in the form of an uppercut, which is often regarded as one of the most devastating and cruel punches a fighter can deliver. This list will include some of the finest uppercut knockdowns, knockouts, and just some of the best uppercuts in general, even if they didn't score an additional point or a victory. Without further ado, here are the top 20 most devastating uppercuts that destroyed boxers.
Both men in their fighting primes. Billy Joe Saunders.
Canelo Alvarez delivered a devastating uppercut in the 8th round that damages Joe's face and left him with multiple fractures to an eye socket, forcing the English boxer's corner to throw in the towel after the 8th.
68-66 Canelo. Round, Sergio, he told us he'd knock him out before then. And it is over. They have stopped the fighting with another win in the Lone Star. Alexander Povetkin. Dillian White.
The end came just 30 seconds into the 5th round when Russian veteran Alexander delivered a massive left uppercut that crushed Dillian White's world title dreams.
Nothing away from a valiant one. What a shot from Alexander Povetkin. Had lost every single round. He beat down.
Ich glaube, das brauchen wir gar nicht. Wir müssen nur sehen.
IBF middleweight champion Arthur Abraham overcame a slow start to retain his title with an 11th round uppercut that sent the challenger to the canvas for the first time in his career.
Dreht ab. Und in dem Moment zieht nochmal nach. Da. Da. Arthur abgeschlossen.
Ja.
Hat sich gar nicht.
Lewis defeated Fortune in round 4 of a 10-round battle in July 1995. When 3 uppercuts landed in quick sequence, colliding with Fortune's face in a devastating flurry that left him wobbling across the ring.
And there's a lot of it. Fortune is caught here and in terrible trouble, and it's stopped. Oh!
Watch 3 of them, really winds them up, and he goes over with the last one.
One of the fastest knockouts in boxing history took place in California in 1996 when Williams knocked out Arthur Weathers in 10 seconds of the first round.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time, a world record, 10 seconds of the first round.
Соблюдаем правила, покажите чистый бой. Clean fight, okay? Shake hands. Good luck.
As the old saying goes, it only takes one punch when dealing with the big man in boxing. It was provided to be very true when Latvian heavyweight delivered a perfectly timed right uppercut followed by a glancing left hand that sent Shar towards the ropes, who was clearly out before he even hit the canvas.
Из угла повторить комбинацию. Опа!
Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой, ничего себе!
Глухой нокаут. Ой, апперкот вылетел. Ой-ой-ой.
Вот это да. Вот это завтра будет во всей...
Вот это, конечно, будет просто везде.
Спортсменов, да, известно нокаутер, с работой вторым номером. И вот так.
On the young man who is attempting to continue his father's legacy in the sport.
In just 30 seconds, and before the fans had even gotten comfortable in their seats, Tyson destroyed the son of former heavyweight champion Joe Frazier. Tyson dragged Frazier to the corner in fiery sequence of blows and a devastating uppercut that sent Frazier to his knees. Tyson's 30-second victory was the quickest of his professional career.
Not last 20 seconds. Ending up. There's a big crowd in that corner of the ring.
That's his aggression. Diaz showing respect, but ripping Marquez with another left hook. 3 body.
Marquez is one of the greatest Mexican fighters. In his first fight with Juan Diaz, he put on 2009's Fight of the Year and finished off with a perfect uppercut in round 9.
Diaz. Uppercut, uppercut, uppercut. Marquez go to the body. Look at him go to the body to try to set up the finish, and what a right hand, and that will be that.
The one thing that Marquez
set up by the body shots.
Marquez mixed up his punches. So he threw punches over the top and then he threw punches.
Heavyweight Kirk Johnson never won a major heavyweight championship, but he did have some big fights and knockouts.
He's got some jabs in, and Kirk Johnson seemed almost...
And he dropped him with an uppercut.
A huge uppercut jab to set it up. But watch the finisher. Right there. Oh, man, a 45.
Jones landed a 6-punch combination that sent Pazienza crashing to the canvas for the 3rd time in the 6th round. The referee then called the fight with 2 seconds left in the round, giving Jones the victory by technical knockout.
Jones says, come on, Vinny, let's call it a day. That's going to be it. I think 29, that's over. And finally, the 3rd and final knockdown. Left uppercut. Pazienza's got no legs at this point.
Manages fighters and just started doing that, and he said, you know, it's harder than I thought.
Donaire proved that he is one of the most powerful punches in the bantamweight division when he landed a well-timed and accurate uppercut that knocked Marquez down and out for the count.
Left hook, right hand. Oh, a beautiful left uppercut, and it sends Marquez down. Big punch that would end this fight.
Let's have a nice, clean fight. Good luck to the both of you.
In his fight with Michael Grant, Lewis went up against a boxer who was unbeaten and had been a candidate for Fight of the Year in 1999 against Andrew Galota. Lewis, however, wasted no time and put the boxer down several times in the fight. The end came in the 2nd round when Lewis unleashed a cruel uppercut.
And for the moment, Lewis looks punched out as he lands another uppercut.
Look at them as they exchange here in round 1.
In the days before the most important fight of his career, Douglas's mother died. Douglas had no intentions of not fulfilling his dreams of becoming a heavyweight champion. He would have to do it against the undefeated and most intimidating fighter ever. Douglas went down in round 8, but was able to beat the count.
If 2, 3, or 4 is the question, his night and all of that sort of stuff, but it was one big shot for that all night. Oh, that's a nice uppercut that time. The drop buster Douglas. The count's up.
However, he returned the favor in the 10th and put Tyson down for the first time in his career. The punch that started it off was the uppercut, and it was a ruthless punch.
Buster fights back strongly, landing some big shots. There is Buster landing these. Oh, nice uppercut by Buster Douglas. Look at this. He's knocked Mike Tyson down for the first time in his career. Mike Tyson is going to make it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Mike Tyson defending and reigning champion against Pinkland Thomas, the former champion.
At 19, Tyson became the youngest heavyweight champion of the world, and this was his 2nd defense of the title after defeating Trevor Berbick. Thomas was a tough boxer and took a lot of punishment before eventually falling over from a knockdown started off by Tyson's uppercut in the 6th.
Beautiful work here from Tyson, and Thomas doesn't know where he is, except he's on the floor. From Tyson, was crushed in 2 rounds by Tyson, and once again we see these
60 by knockout. Only 2 defeats in his career. He's the former heavyweight.
George Foreman is arguably the hardest puncher in the history of boxing, and he has this knockout to prove it. Of Foreman's 76 victories, 68 have come by knockout, including his knockout over Jerry Cooney in 1990. In the 2nd round, Foreman dropped Cooney with 2 right hands. Cooney made it up for the count, but was knocked out immediately by Foreman's short uppercut.
Jerry Cooney's in big trouble. He's ready to go, and there he goes. Think about how to survive, because he's got 1 minute and 8 seconds left. Oh, and that's it. And I don't think this fight's over.
Arthur McCanny makes his announcement. He's grown enormously, and it's
in one of the most famous boxing matches ever. Undefeated heavyweight George Foreman took on Joe Frazier. Not many were expecting a knockout, but they knew what power Foreman had possessed. Foreman knocked down Frazier 6 times before getting the TKO victory in the 2nd round.
Arena. A quick left from George. Another. Frazier is down for the 5th time in this fight. To go again. Joe is standing. There he goes. 3 times. To go again. Joe is standing. There he goes.
About ready to go. The formal introduction of Ernie Shavers. The ring, incidentally, is 8.
At the end of Shavers' career, he had compiled a record of 69 knockouts. Shavers had attempted to win a heavyweight championship, but was unsuccessful. However, he took on Ken Norton instead and knocked him out the 1st round.
The first knockdown. Scored in the... There goes Norton again. The ropes. You see him there wobbling. The legs were going, and that right uppercut.
Joe Lewis of Detroit and Rocky Marciano of Brockton, Massachusetts.
Two of the greatest heavyweight boxers ever met for the first time in their respected careers as former heavyweight champions. After landing a series of uppercuts and left hooks, Marciano put Joe down in the 8th and through the ropes. It was the final moment of Joe's career.
Back against the ropes goes Lewis. A left and a right, and down he goes, and through the ropes. He can't get up. He's being helped to his feet now.
Hold it to the center of the ring for last-minute instructions from referee Buck McTiernan.
This is every boxing fan's favorite uppercut knockout, and one of the best knockouts in the history of boxing. Two legendary heavyweights, Joe Walcott and Ezzard Charles, fought 4 times. In their third fight, Walcott landed a combination of a left hook and an uppercut, or what everyone likes to call the upper hook, to put Charles down for the count. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, press the like button and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any new videos.
A man who once supported a wife and 6 children on a $9.50 weekly relief check was at the age of 37. He became the oldest man ever to win the heavyweight title.